So recently I made a video talking about some of the Hazbin Hotel redesign drama that was happening over on YouTube and Tumblr. If you missed it, basically there was various users mainly bashing the designs, colours and silhouettes of Vivzi's characters, leading to the whole discussion to be reopened once more. Since Hazbin Hotel's conception, there have been numerous different redesigns people have put forward, usually wrestling in some level of backlash. This is usually because you can tell it's more from a place of malice and wanting to fix something instead of providing their own spin on the characters. This whole situation had died down quite a lot until the other day when a YouTuber by the name of LavenderTowne made a video jumping in on the topic. I'm going to go through the main points in the video and then give my thoughts at the end. As always, if you do enjoy these kinds of breakdowns, be sure to subscribe to keep up to date. Anyway, moving into the video. The video Lavender initially posted was titled, "Do the Hazbin haters have a point? The internet's most controversial cartoon." This obviously received quite a lot of attention and was spread around on Twitter, leading to some comments being made about it due to some of the redesigns she included in the video. Some of the more popular tweets include, the video starts with, "As someone who went to school for character design," and ends with these, including an image of the designs. The next one says, "This is the first ever time I've seen Alistair redesigned into something worse." And lastly, there's miraculous feat on LavenderTowne's part because how are these worse than the OG? To give you an idea of how it got to this point, I'll go through some of the main points in Lavender's video, but I think it's important to go through to give the full picture. To start off with, the first main point she makes is about the characters blending in with the backgrounds. To demonstrate this, she shows two screen caps from the show, the first one being in the hotel and the second one being in the final episode when they're all together. The general argument from Lavender is pretty sound, however a better way to separate the characters from the background is to change the color levels and make it darker. The Hazbin pilot was a good example of this. The hotel had a downtrodden, abandoned atmosphere full of cobwebs, dark silhouettes and tattered wallpaper. In comparison, in the final version of the hotel, it's far nicer, with brighter colors and gold tapestry. Between the two, I think the pilot's aesthetic was more visually appealing, and it allowed the characters to stand out better against the backdrop. So although Lavender is vaguely on the right track, swapping the background color doesn't really solve the issue as there's more issues at play than just solely the color. I'll throw up an example I made from the same shot to kind of show what I mean. Making the background behind them darker is more effective and showing the focus point instead of just changing all the colors entirely. The focus point in this scene is the characters and sitting down, so making the background darker and the chairs and the characters lighter makes the characters stand out that much more. After this, she spent a good chunk of the video recoloring a fan's artwork, claiming that it was one of Hazbin's official promotional pieces when it clearly wasn't. The main promotional artwork for the series was done by an artist called Silent Sound, who also does a lot of the other work for the show as well. This kind of highlights how poorly researched this all was, as the art she used was from an artist called Zapfox over on Fur Affinity nearly a year ago. In terms of how she actually colors the fan art, Lavender just seems to randomize the colors between the characters and then remove some of the distinct visual features from Husk, kind of defeating the point of the whole thing. Moving into the main topic that people took the most issue with was the redesigns. These came with several issues with them not really fitting with the character identities and removing what makes the characters so iconic. The three you'll most likely immediately notice are Angel Dust, Nifty and Alistair. Angel Dust is missing anything relating to him with spiders, Nifty is turned into a mini-goth demon, and Alistair is turned white, removing the ears and antlers relating him to the deer part of him. Baggy is also missing her exterminator eye, which is pretty important to her design in the story. It's easy to see how these ended up the way they did if she's not really seen the show in the first place, which kind of just adds to the whole criticism of the video. Not too long after the video had been out, she edited the top comment on the video responding to some of the feedback saying, "I'm gonna try this again after watching the full show. I was a little rushed on this one and I made some mistakes. Sorry about that guys. Hope you can still enjoy the color analysis and stuff." After the apology under the video, she eventually got a lot more pushback on Twitter and posted a second update saying, "Hey guys, I'm removing the Hazbin video. The art plus research was not up to my standard, plus more importantly, I incorrectly recolored Zapfox's fan art thinking it was official. Please check out their art in the meantime, and I'll be back with a much better video soon." While it's great to see that she apologized and removed the video, it was a shame to see this whole thing spiral out of control over on Twitter, with people just taking the hate and negativity too far, just being nasty about the artwork for the sake of it. While it might not have fit with the theme of the show, it was still good and had a cool unique style to it. In future, I'm sure she'll avoid all this by just watching the show in the first place and checking the sources of the art she uses in her videos more carefully. Overall, I think redesigns can be a cool way for people to show their appreciation and creativity for a show or medium that they enjoy, but on the flip side, it can be used quite negatively as well. This seems to be quite common in the Hazbin community as just another way to tear the show down without having to really engage with it, but hopefully that changes for the better in the future. Anyway, that's all I wanted to cover in this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you have any thoughts on redesigning down below in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.